Good evening. I'd like to call to order this Planning and Zoning Commission meeting of the City of Sebastian, September 18th, 2025. And we will begin our meeting tonight with the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Roll call, please.
Yes. Mr. Roberts.
Present.
Ms. Cottenberg.
Here.
Mr. Carter.
Present.
Ms. LaRusso.
Here.
Mr. Reno.
Here.
Ms. Battles.
Here.
And Ms. Kingen.
Here.
Thank you.
Thank you. Announcements for this evening. Commissioners Cindy Giese and Sherry Matthews are excused from tonight's meeting. Our alternate members, Mr. Roberts and Mr. Rayo, will be voting in their place. Also, the October 16th meeting of the Planning and Zoning Commission has been canceled due to the Florida Redevelopment Agency Annual Conference being held on the same date, which staff will be attending. Staff respectfully inquires if the commissioners will consider holding a special meeting a week earlier on Thursday, October 9th. An application is ready for its hearing, and the next available meeting would be November 6th. Could we just have a consensus here?
I have no problem with the
That's
9.
fine. That's
All in agreement?
Aye.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Commissioner.
Thank you. And the third announcement that I want to make tonight is I want to say, first of all, I'm very pleased to see members of the public here. We appreciate and respect your input and look forward to hearing from you. Stating that, this is an official meeting and we have a specific procedure that we are required by law to go through. Part of that procedure requires that anyone who is to give any testimony before us, in other words, speak to us, needs to fill out an oath card because you would be attesting that any factual information you give is indeed the truth. So if any of you plan to speak to us, the cards are right on the table at the back. If you just get one and fill it out, and it just has your name and your address and says that you are going to speak the truth. Okay? We also have a time limit for speakers of 5 minutes. We can extend that period if all of the commissioners agree that they would like to hear more from a person, but in order to get home and tucked safely away in bed, before midnight, we limit it to 5 minutes. Although you don't look like a midnight crowd to me. Okay. The first part of our business tonight is to approve the submission of the minutes from our previous meeting. Commissioners have all had an opportunity to review the minutes. And if you find anything that needs addition or correction, please bring it forward. Otherwise, we will entertain a motion to accept as presented.
Madam Chairman, I'll make a motion that we accept the minutes from the September 4th, 2025 Planning and Zoning Commission meeting as is.
Looking for a second?
I was absent, but I can second it.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay. Okay, we do not have a public planning agency hearing tonight, but we do have a Planning and Zoning Commission quasi-judicial meeting. If our attorney would read the subject for us, please?
Thank you. Tonight's hearing is a quasi-judicial hearing, public hearing on a site plan for 99th Street Storage, 6075 99th Street RV and boat storage with 140 covered parking, 450 square feet office and associated site improvements, IN Industrial Land Use, IN Industrial Zoning District.
Thank you. Have any of the commissioners had any ex parte communication or any conflicts or site visits? Please identify that now.
I went by the site.
You were at the site?
I drove.
Drove by the site?
The site.
Okay.
But I didn't have any communication with anybody.
Okay,
I also drove by the site, no communication with anyone.
okay. Anybody else? Okay. I will now call for the applicant to make the presentation.
Hi, my name's Angie Bitter. I'm with MBB Engineering. Sure, it's V as in Victor, I-T-T-E-R. I should be speaking here. Here's the microphone. Sorry about that. I just wanted to thank the commissioners for being here and for reviewing our project. I really appreciate your time. And thank you so much, staff, for all the help on the project and for reviewing it as well and helping us. We are developing a project for a local owner and business developer, and they are building a RV and boat storage. Do you think I could put this up somehow? Instead of me? Oh, there we go. Okay. So this is the site plan. It's a 4.5 acre parcel, and we're developing 3.8 acres. It is going to be mostly covered storage for RV and boats. There are some areas that are open storage in the back and on the west side. This is actually north is facing to the right, so the west would be up on the sheet. And we have some covered storage in the middle of the project and to the east next to the railroad tracks. The site has an 8-foot opaque fence around the project where it abuts the residential district. That way it provides a nice buffer for them. We're meeting the landscape buffer requirements of 10 feet around those areas as well. And we have a little office in the front to go in and do the business coordination. There'll be access through a gate for them to park their storage. And this is long-term storage parking for RVs and boats. We're saving as many trees as we can that are out there. It is actually pretty open, but around the edges, we're saving all the trees that we can. And we have plenty that we're adding as well. Let me see if I can go to the next sheet somehow, maybe.
Can you speak up louder, please?
Yes. Sure.
Can't hear you.
I'm sorry. Was that better? I didn't realize it was. Yeah. Now you can hear me. Okay, this is still loading, actually. Move up a little. Okay, there we go. So this shows a little bit more clearly where the pavement is, where the cover storage is the bluish gray in the middle and to the east. And then the kind of gray that looks a little strange, that like, I know, feathered, I would say, that is the stormwater management retention system. It's a gravel product that the water infiltrates, and it's got storage in there, and it'll infiltrate into the ground. The soils here are really great for infiltrating stormwater. So it'll be captured and, it'll stay on the site. It's not meant to discharge at all. It's supposed to stay on site and go into the ground through that system. And those little white rectangles are RVs, and they're going to park, and some of them are parked. And you can see the trees that we're adding and some of the shrubs. And this is just the north side. This is the developed area that we're showing you here. The property does go further south, but it's just to remain undeveloped at this time. And there's 99th Street at the top of the page. That's to the north now. The office is in the northeast corner. And there are already a lot of existing utilities around that we are connecting to or utilizing, and we're bringing in water service from 99th for the storage for the office building, and then for some pedestals to wash the RVs. There's a pedestal there. So there's not much utilities on this because really it's just storage. It's not a place where they're going to live or anything. It's only storage. I know I'll wait for questions. I'm sure you have lots of questions, but I think that might be it for me.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Staff presentation, please.
Hi, good evening. My name is Jim Mann. I work with the Community Development Department. And as Ms. Vitter was explaining, this is a RV boat storage that is being proposed on the south side of 99th Street in between Breezy Village and an existing storage unit complex. This is 140 parking spaces with a 450 square foot office that has 3 spaces accommodating the office. It is located on a 4.5 acre site. So going through the process of reviewing this, utilities, engineering, building, and planning have approved some of the amenities on the site and the development of this. It meets all of the land development code considerations within it. Some additional considerations that we had for the site. So the landscaping buffer that's located on the east side that's directly contiguous to the existing storage unit complex has been reduced to 5 feet to accommodate the development of the site. And as per code, this will be something that the Planning and Zoning Commission would need to approve to reduce that 10-foot landscaping buffer requirement to 5. But in the code, it does state that with a landscaping buffer on an adjacent property that is more than 5 feet, that it can be reduced. So that might be something we're going to be proposed for a condition of approval for the site. Another consideration that we took in for this site plan was the perimeter buffer requirements. They're proposing a 8-foot opaque style, probably a PVC style fencing along the residential zoning districts contiguous to this property. So this is something that can be administratively approved by our Community Development Director per code, and she has went ahead and done that. Also, and it will help with the buffer for the residents of the Breezy Village community. Also, some other considerations that we are taking into account are the easement access for the residential property owners. On the south side, there is a landscape easement that will still remain in perpetuity with the agreement of the development of the property, so the Breezy Village residents can still access property to the east of this. There is also a recorded easement for an Alfred Mage that was actually modified for the site plan for the development of the site plan to accommodate the owner that he could actually access this parcel that is directly east of this development. It used to be with a Sprint Communications area that the owner had purchased, and he still needs access to that site. So that easement will remain in place for the development and for the operational use of this site. In conclusion, so the site plan is consistent with our comprehensive plan for the land use and the land development code. So staff does recommend that the proposed storage site for 99th Street storage located at 6075 99th Street be approved with the following considerations or conditions. The Planning and Zoning Commission approved the reduction of the 10-foot landscaping buffer to a 5-foot landscaping buffer per section 54-3-14.11A9 of the Land Development Code, as well as approve the site lighting plan as is, but if complaints are received from the residents regarding site lighting, that additional shielding may be required on the light fixtures to reduce that lighting. Also, on-site washdown and dump stations shall be regularly cleaned and pumped out per the Florida Department of Environmental Protection and the Florida Department of Health standards on schedule and maintenance for this. And if you guys have any questions, I am here for you.
Okay. Thank you. This is the time when our commissioners can ask questions of the applicants and/or the staff. And would you like to start?
I would. And this is directed at staff specifically, but under item 2, I'm curious as to the thinking about leaving the lighting plan as is, and then if there's complaints to come back and address that later, why not just go ahead and address that now so there's no complaints?
So the photometric plan that was submitted with the plan does meet our code standards and is approved. But in addition to that, if there were still some complaints from the residents from Breezy Village, that we're placing this as kind of like a backup. And if there are complaints about the site lighting still affecting the residents, that the owner of this storage unit will have to provide shielding to
Let's
reduce
follow
that.
Is that based on 1 complaint, 2 complaints, or 10 complaints?
I mean, it could be somebody that's directly contiguous to this site. Yes, they can do 1 complaint, and we should be fine.
And thank you.
Mr. Roberts?
Yes, I had a question about reducing this buffer. Is it for the whole property or just the one side where there's an existing storage facility?
It's just along the eastern property line of this property. The 10-foot landscaping buffer will remain on the rest of the site. It's just contiguous along the existing storage
East
unit
side.
facility on the east side.
So there'll be a buffer plus the plastic fence or some kind of opaque fencing
Correct.
between the facility and the neighborhood.
Yes, this is just the reduction of the 10-foot requirement to a 5-foot reduction, or to a 5-foot total.
Okay, on that one corner, okay. And, the only other question I had was if they looked into traffic going into that facility as of yet?
Yes, they did submit a portion of the traffic. It did not break any threshold for a full traffic analysis to be approved by the county. So the trips will remain minimal for this.
Okay, cause I mean, there's the railroad tracks and then it's a small neighborhood back there to be moving in large, RVs and boats and vehicles.
No off-site improvements were considered for this, but I don't think it's needed. I think they'll still have the radii to turn in for the development itself.
They've already looked into that?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, I think those were all my questions at this time.
I have no questions.
Okay.
Well, I've got 2 main concerns, and noise. Trucks pulling boats, RVs, they're going to be noisy. I know there's going to be a fence, there's going to be vegetation buffer. Will it be enough? And fumes. Fumes from the RVs. Don't know what your answer could be about that, but those are my main concerns.
I think the applicant has done a great job in providing the 8-foot height for the opaque fence and additional landscaping on the western boundary to kind of mitigate the noise. As for the fumes, I don't have an answer for that. I mean, they could maybe possibly include like an hour limitation on, just operating hours of when the vehicles can be ran. I don't believe this is a 24 access storage facility. That would have to be answered by the applicant, but they would have to work in with the operating hours for that reason.
I have a lot of questions about the on-site utilities. I'm having a hard time reconciling the utility plan. The topography survey didn't even show the 2 hydrants. Is that going to be a problem? Is those hydrants necessary for the development of this project for fire? Are they going to have those fire hydrants? Also, the water lines, they also show water lines under existing homes. I'm having a hard time believing that the utility plan is right. Is the county reviewed these plans, do you know?
So all the site plans and subdivisions that come through our process is reviewed by the county utilities department.
They have ownership of this?
They do own the utilities, yes, and they have approved the utilities plans as being shown.
The lift station access is now going to be from the north as opposed to the south. They're vacating the lift station access per this plan, so they're going to have to access through.
So, maybe if, Ms. Fitter, can you answer that question for us?
Hi, Angie Vitter again. For the lift station access, there isn't actually, well, the surveyor didn't uncover a specific easement for that lift station. The access easement that we are talking about is actually in favor of Mr. Mage. It's a piece of property that is isolated on the east of this project. So the lift station access will be through the easements of the sanitary sewer lines. That's what they have. The county has had us add sanitary sewer easements on our project. And so
on this site plan, though, that was actually going to be one of my questions. I don't see any sanitary sewer easements shown.
it might have been an update on the utility plan. I have the plans, so I'm going to grab them.
Okay.
And these are existing gravity sewer lines that are already owned by the utility department, by Indian River County Utilities. They just asked us to show easements. Let me see if they're on the plans that I have. Put it here. Yeah, sure. Okay. Yeah, it is shown on this plan.
On the
I don't know if it's
utility
shown on
plan?
yours, but what's that?
On the utility plan?
On the utility
I see
plan.
on the
And it
utility
might be
plan, yeah.
easier to see if you look at C12.
Yeah.
Okay.
So how are they really supposed to, I mean, you're saying the county approved this because it terminates at the adjacent property. So how would they be able to access?
Well, the lift station is, sorry. The lift station is actually at the north of the storage unit that's owned, or the storage space that's owned by Breezy Village. So the access to the lift station is probably best accessed through there. Maybe I don't know if I have to hit something to get it to, oh yeah, there we go. Right. These lines right here, those are the utility easements. Those are the gravity sewer easement there, 10-foot. Do you see it going around lines? And again, all these lines are existing. They just didn't have record of actual easements being on them.
Yeah.
But they're already owned by.
So I guess with this revision, the county asked for 10-foot utility easements over the existing lines as they're shown?
Yes.
Here? Okay. I guess, can you show me like how the county would access?
I feel like the county would need to access it through this access easement because the lift station is here. right here. This is the lift station, and it's at the north side of their storage unit, their storage space. It wouldn't be able to be accessed through Mr. Mage's property, I don't think. I mean, maybe. I don't know. I guess it's up to the county how they're going to do that.
Looking at that driveway right there, I thought that was the new access.
Yeah, I don't know. They weren't concerned about that. It's owned and operated by the county, and they didn't ask us to provide a specific access easement to that. I mean, that's off our property, and that's probably why. But the owner is willing to work with them if we need to add it. And I know this isn't what you asked, but I meant to say this in my presentation. This easement here, kind of you see, that is the revised access easement for Mr. Mage. But we can reroute that to the north to 99th Street, and Mr. Mage and the owner of the project are willing to do that. And so that could actually be a potential way for them to access the lift station if that is needed. So it'd keep along here, and then it would just go north to 99th Street.
Yes,
So
because they're going to have a landscape buffer on the south side. They're no longer going to be able to come through that way.
Are you talking about here?
Yes.
Yeah, there's a landscape buffer, but there's a break in the landscaping there
Okay.
for access. Yeah, we're not preventing access that way, although he does prefer to go, Mr. Mage prefers to go to the north anyway. But if access is needed this way, it'll still be open. There won't be any trees or shrubs there or anything. It's flush. There's not a curb or anything.
So yeah, I guess I just had another question as far as the sewer tie-in. Can you show where you're connecting to the existing sewer?
Yes.
On your,
Yeah, they have a utility
Proposed.
plan, but
yeah.
it's on a different sewer line that's up behind the houses.
So I guess where it's shown right now looks to be off of the property? Was that
Yes.
intentional?
Yeah, that was requested by the county for us to connect in this location, and that is owned by them, that sewer line, so they requested that we connect in that location.
Okay, so the line's owned by them and there's an easement over it. Does the easement extend all the way to the property line?
I don't have that information at this moment, but that was what they asked us to do.
Okay, but I guess what I'm getting at is like it would be on an adjacent property, so you would need, if there wasn't an easement over it,
Yeah.
you would need to confirm that you're able to construct that. So I guess one of my thoughts is you do have, a line further down on the property that you
Yes.
could potentially connect to further
Yeah, that's
down
originally where
towards-
we had it going, to connecting, oh wait, let me go, can't see it. Originally had it connecting here with a Y connection, but the utility department requested that we move it here. So I understand your concern, and we can coordinate with that owner and the utility department and confirm that that is an acceptable location. I mean, not an acceptable location. Let them know that, that that's the location. Let's show the easement, all that. This is what was requested and approved by Indian River Department of Utilities. So this is the direction that we're going, and we can follow up on easements in coordination with that owner.
And then I guess my other question, as far as easements are concerned, there are a lot of areas where the existing sanitary kind of runs along where you're showing the buffer. Is that going to conflict with what you're able to plant in those areas?
That has been taken into consideration. It's an existing line, and it's pretty deep.
Okay.
So, yeah, and he's looked at, if it's close to it, he usually does palms or something that wouldn't have the big roots like an oak. So, yeah, we always consider the utilities when doing the landscape plan design.
Water lines and houses. I believe this is a was also wondering, so it looks like some of the wells were abandoned and now they're using that 2-inch water line that goes, it's gonna be underneath. The 2-inch water lines are gonna service those homes? Do we know that?
We're not changing any of the existing water lines that are out there. So we just have past as-built record data for all those lines that we're showing, but it's more for informational purposes. We are adding our own water service directly connected to.
No, I know, I understand
99.
you are, but in the future, these people may have a problem if they have to if they have a water break or something on that 2-inch water main. Who's gonna be responsible for going into the?
It's the county, I think it would be the county, Interwood
Well, I
County
would understand the
Utilities.
county, but that's why I'm kind of curious that they approved the plans with only a 2-inch water line underneath that pervious rock. That's going to be so hard to
Yeah, that 2-inch water
repairs
line
on.
was originally, this property was originally going to be not a second phase, but a phase of Breezy Village.
Right.
And didn't become that, obviously, and so that line was a future line.
The 2-inch water line?
Mm-hmm.
So how are they're serviced now? Because the topo survey said the wells were abandoned, so how?
I'm sure the service comes from 99th. There's a water main in 99th that they're connected to. And there's fire hydrants throughout Breezy Village. It's not from our property. It would be from the west in Breezy Village.
Okay. That's all the questions I have.
Okay. Thank you.
Anything additional, Ms. Battles?
I'm done, sorry. I stepped in when he had utility things, so.
We allow sharing, but only
Yeah.
if you do it out loud.
Yes, that's it.
Do you have anything more then?
No, that's.
Okay. I just have a couple of questions for you. You indicated that this is for long-term
Yes.
storage, and I guess I have a question about that. When you say long-term storage, so I can picture this, does somebody sign a lease to park there for an annual, or is this like you can store it for the next 2 weeks, and then you can take it out, and then you could come back and put it in for 2 more weeks?
I mean, I think that I actually can't speak to that specifically. The owner would have to, but
Okay.
the idea is to have it as long-term storage, but they could go in and access, if they're going to go on a trip and they want to go grab it, or they're going to go out for the weekend on the boat, they could go get it. It's not, it's not like you're going to store it and not access it for a year, but it's meant to be a place to store it.
Okay.
Instead of storing it at your home, you're storing it here.
Got it.
In this space.
That was my question, because I have more of a problem with the ones that get parked and then not even looked at for the next 10 years, and they just decay there.
Oh,
So-
sure, yeah, no, I mean, yeah,
Okay.
I don't, that's not the intention, for sure. It's more
Okay.
just to have it, to be able to use it, but can't store it at your own home.
I also have a question regarding the PVC fence. Recently, I have observed beautiful PVC fences going up all over town, and 2 years later, they look like heck. Maintenance of the PVC fence. I think we need to have some concern about maintaining the PVC fence so that it stays clean and isn't tipping over and and slats falling out of it because the sun has roasted the things. Can we include a maintenance?
If that's something that you want to add to the conditions of approval, we can add that if you
Okay.
wish.
All right, thank you for that.
And it's important for the project because it's security for them. The fence is an important part of it, and they would want to maintain it and keep it secure.
I know that would be the intent of, but sometimes people only do what they're required to do. And we want to make sure that they're required to do the right thing. Thank you.
Okay, sure.
Thank you. That's all of my questions.
Sorry, one other question. Does long-term storage and short-term storage have like different calculations as far as the average daily trips?
I would have to talk with the traffic engineer I'm not sure.
I'm just curious if that
Yeah, I
it
could,
was
I
a,
could see what we have written down here. Let's see. So no, it's just industrial warehouse storage that we have 119 average daily trips.
okay.
Can you read that? Am I have it on the right thing? There we go. It's right there.
So essentially 60 a day.
Right.
Okay. Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you all. I appreciate it.
Can I ask one more question?
Yes, you can.
Okay, sorry. Did we, was there any information about how long the lights are going to be on at night? Are the lights 24 hours?
I actually cannot answer that question. I thought the owner, no, he's not here. I thought he would be here. So I actually cannot answer. I don't think it would be the intention to leave them on all night, but like I said, I can't answer that. My apologies.
And it may have been in here. Do we know how tall the building's going to be?
Yeah, the canopy is 14 feet. It's open. It's not, and the building itself, I think, was around that too.
And the lights would be on the canopy?
Yeah, and they're underneath the canopy. They're not, on the sides or anything.
The proposed building height is only 15 feet.
What was that?
The proposed building height is only 15 feet.
And then the fence is 8 feet, so that's a great buffer for that.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks. Okay, thank you. The next section of our meeting is for input from those folks on the floor who want to give us some input. And again, if you're going to speak to us, you're welcome. Please make sure that when you come to the microphone, you speak into the microphone and give your name. And if it is more complicated than Smith or Jones, maybe spell it for our secretary. Just, if you're ready, if no one wants to speak, we'll move on. Yes.
Hello, my name is Gary Oberdorf, and I am the Vice President of the Breezy Village HOA. I just want to clarify, the President can't be present because he's in Pennsylvania right now. He had 3 things he wanted me to make sure were clear, and I believe that they have been cleared, but I'd just like to hear it. Originally, they proposed that the right-of-way for Al Mage's property was going to go from his property south along our fence line to our access to our RV lot. If I heard correctly, that has now been corrected, and he is actually going to come out of his property and go north through their storage unit to access 99th Street. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. And the right-of-way, the lights, he mentioned that if the lights become a problem, that they will shade them so that they don't infringe upon the property. There was something else, but now I can't remember it. But anyway, those were the right-of-way, and the lighting was the main thing. Oh, and our right-of-way still remains as it is to access our storage units. Okay, that was all I needed to know.
Thank you, sir.
I didn't fill it out yet.
Hello, my name is Gail Belizna.
Would you spell that, please?
Last name Bielizna. You're welcome. And I'm in Breezy Village on 98th Road. I just have a couple questions. Will the lights be on the top of the buildings? Because the building's going to be 14 to 15 feet high. So are they going to be on poles, or are they going to be I tried to figure out the plans.
So if you can go ahead and just give all your questions, and then
Okay.
the applicant or staff will get you an answer.
Okay. That was that. What is being done with, I know there's a number of tortoises on that property. Who's taking care of that, and, or where are they going? Because I know there's at least 3 to 5 out there.
I can respond to that if it's okay. Nobody builds anything without a tortoise inspection, and the tortoises are properly removed by licensed people and located on brand-new tortoise residences established by the state.
Okay.
And I might also tell you that that is an extremely expensive process.
Yes, I've heard that, so, okay. And what kind of, do we have a 10-foot buffer from where the fence is going to be in their property? And then we have 10 feet for Breezy Village?
If you
I'm
can,
all set.
Okay, so the landscaping buffer that's located along the Breezy Village side is going to be 10 feet within their property. And then the fence will be along the property lines in between the two.
Okay, thank you.
And also in regards to the lighting,
Yeah.
there will be a mixture of lighting for underneath the canopies as well as pole lights.
Pole lights, okay. Okay, thank you.
Anyone else? Yeah, you didn't use your whole 5 minutes, so come on.
I just got a text from the HOA president, and he just wants to clarify that there's going to be 7 lights on 20-foot poles.
That is correct.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
Anyone else?
Bill Holycross at 9890 61st Terrace.
Would you tell me your last name again?
Yes, Holycross, just like it sounds, Holycross. I don't know if I heard or didn't hear access. Is it 24-hour access? Is that what was said or not to get in there?
They didn't specify the hours of operation for this
Okay,
project.
that's a little important, you know, when we live right there. So I don't know. I thought I heard something said about 24 hours, but I didn't know if it was what it was.
I believe one of the commissioners had asked about the noises for the vehicles traveling in and out, and I believe they have to keep it within the hours of operation. I don't think it's a 24-hour access.
Okay, and the other thing is during the construction, there's some kind of timeline as far as when they could start in the morning and, you know, a certain time to stop in the evening, because it's going to be some heavy equipment in there. So we just didn't know. We got people, you know, lined up there that want to stay or sleep or whatever, as long as it's reasonable. I didn't know if there's anything about that as far as working times.
So basically they can do construction from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. during the week and 8 to 5 during the weekend.
Okay. All right, I guess that's me.
You can sleep in on Saturday.
What's that?
You can sleep in on Saturday, an extra
No,
hour.
I don't anyway. I was just thinking about others. All right, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. And, yes, sir?
Hello, everybody. My name's Doug Holloway. I'm at 9896 61st Terrace. My question is, what's your projected start date of construction and finish time? Any idea?
I don't, but
We intend to start within a few weeks after approval, so it could be in 3 weeks from now, and then to a month, and then it'll take about 6 months.
So we're talking November, December?
Yeah, September, October to start, and then it'll be March or April finish.
Finish, okay. I also Airbnb my place, maybe 4 or 5, perhaps sometimes 6 months a year. And I was wondering what type of effect it might have on my guest during that time.
You're just going to have to warn them.
I'm just thinking that if I got to stay in your house for 4 or 5 months, I probably wouldn't complain about anything.
I mean, there may be some, road signage and construction entrance signage along 99th Street that, that may hinder driving down the road, but I mean, the ongoing project should only last about 6 months, and hopefully it shouldn't deter the guests from staying at your Airbnb.
Not something we should be speculating on.
Yeah. I'm sure it wouldn't be any more problem than the FedEx trucks. The Amazon trucks, the UPS trucks.
Joanne Boyd, 9755 61st Terrace.
Did your last name spell?
B-O-Y-D, Boyd. I have the same concern as one of these gentlemen. Why don't they just put if they're going to be 20-foot lights on poles, why don't they do the shades or whatever to begin with? Because it wouldn't be very much fun to live on, I live on the other side of the street, other than these people. And I wouldn't want to have bright lights shining in my home all evening. So that's my one concern.
Thank you.
To answer that question, Ms. Boyd, the photometric plan has been approved as as a best case scenario, but the condition of approval is to kind of, if it is not enough, that additional shielding will be required on the owner's part to provide.
Well, and it's going to be in the owner's best interest to do that because one complaint will be bringing it back for a violation of site plan potentially.
Yeah. Okay.
And Jim, real quick, when you said the photometric was approved, it met all of the codes as far as the readings at the property line?
Correct.
Okay.
Yes.
Anyone else? Do we have any callers on Zoom?
Yes, I do.
Good evening. My name is Kim Cross, C-R-O-S-S as in Sam. I am from Breezy Village, and I am actually wondering about the lights like Joanne just said. And I had another question, and now I don't remember what it was.
Could you repeat your name, please?
Cross, see.
C-R-O-S-S as in Sam. Kim?
Thank you.
That's the only one. Thank you.
Anyone else?
That's it.
Thank you.
And just for the future, there's not supposed to be any more public input via Zoom for quasi-judicial, but we'll let it go forward at this point.
I wasn't aware of that. I'm sorry.
Council had determined that, but we'll just make sure that's fixed in the future.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Does the applicant wish to respond in any way to anything?
Thank you all for your time tonight. I really appreciate it, and all the comments are well received, and the conditions that have been presented by staff would be acceptable to the applicant. Appreciate your time.
Thank you. Additional summary by staff?
So in summary, staff does recommend approval for the proposed site plan for 99th Street storage located at 6075 99th Street, subject to the following conditions. As read before, the Planning and Zoning Commission approved the reduction of the 10-foot landscaping buffer to a 5-foot landscaping buffer per section 54-3-14.11 alpha 9 of the Land Development Code. Second, approve the lighting plan as is, and if any complaints are received from the residents regarding the site lighting, that additional shielding will be required on the light fixtures. Third, the on-site washdown and dump station shall be regularly cleaned, pumped out per the Florida Department of Environmental Protection, FDEP, and the Florida Department of Health, FDOH, for schedule regulations. And number 4, grant a utility easement to the county to access their sewer lines running east-west, or any sewer lines that they need to be accessed along the site. And 5, to maintain the PVC fence along the residential district lines.
Thank you.
Madam Chair, can we have the applicant state on record as to concurring with those conditions of approval? Are those conditions agreeable to the owner? I just wanted to have it on record.
Conditions are agreeable to the applicant, the owner.
Okay,
Thank
thank
you.
you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Chair.
Okay. Any additional deliberation or questions from the commissioners? Any comments? No. Then I will call for a motion.
Madam Chairman, I'll make a motion that we accept the site plan development for 99th Street storage with the 5 conditions outlined by staff.
Second.
Okay.
I think it would be a recommendation to council, right, to accept? Is that what you-
Well, I'm sorry, what?
recommendation to council to? Oh, okay.
That was part of the 5 conditions.
Okay.
Okay.
Site plans are just for, approved by Planning and Zoning.
Okay. Got it.
Roll call vote, please.
Ms. Kinchin,
Yes.
Ms. Battles,
Yes.
Ms. Cottenberg,
Yes.
Mr. Roberts,
No.
Mr. Reno,
Yes.
Ms. LaRusso,
Yes.
and Mr. Carter.
Yes.
The vote is 6 in favor, 1 against, so the motion passes.
Thank you. Okay. I thank you all for your patience and your participation, and y'all come back and visit anytime.
We appreciate it.
We have no unfinished business this evening. We have no new business this evening. We are therefore adjourned. Thank you.